correlation analysis. So this analysis aims to establish the sensitivity of the dependent variable, which is the total cost in our case, to changes in the independent variable, which we might call the cost driver. So this is measured using the coefficient of determination, and the coefficient of determination in turn has this formula 1 minus estimated conditional standard deviation based on regression line squared over standard deviation based on average squared. So we can shorten this formula because it's a little wordy. So 1 minus SD reg squared minus or over SD average squared. So the standard deviation based on regression line is computed using the formula summation of the difference between y and y bar squared over n minus 2. The standard deviation based on average, it's almost the same with only the denominator as different, which is n. So y is the actual data, then that's applicable for both standard deviations. Y bar is the line of regression cost under the first formula, while the average cost in the second formula, and n is the number of items of data. So to illustrate, we will use again the data used in our previous methods. So direct labor hours under the first column and actual cost under the second column. So the direct labor hours is the independent variable, actual cost is dependent. So the third column, which is the conditional expected average cost, is computed using the regression equation which we determined using the least squares method, 28.60 plus 2.04b. So yun po yung computation natin for the third column. So to illustrate, halimbawa doon sa first row, so yung 69.4 dyan is 28.60 plus 2.04 times 20. Okay? So, yun po yung 69.4. So, the same for the rest of the column. Okay? So the standard deviation based on the regression line is computed as follows. So the square root of 1,595.60, siya po yung total ng deviation squared. So para makarating ka dun sa deviation squared, you have to compute for the deviation. So yung deviations, fourth column, is the difference between the actual cost and the conditional expected average cost. So column 2 less column 3. Okay? And then deviation squared is column 4 squared. Okay? So after computing the fifth column, you get the total. So 5095.60 over 10 minus 2. So your answer there is 14.12. Next, okay, so we will use the second formula, the standard. We will compute for the standard deviation based on average cost. So the third column, yung deviations is average, which is 100 less actual cost. So yung average is the sum of all the items in column B or column 2 divided by 10. So 1,000 divided by 10, you have the average of 100. So yung deviations is the actual cost less the average cost, or pwedeng actual average cost less actual cost. It doesn't matter naman, no? Kasi i-square din naman yung deviations, no? So, for example, for the first column, 100 minus 50, that's 50. Or you can also have it as 50 minus 100, negative 50. It doesn't matter naman, okay? So, second column, actual cost 110 less average cost 100, so that's 10. Okay? So, yon. And then you will square the deviations para makuha yung fourth column, and then you get the total, 11,000. So after completing the table, you can now compute for the SD or standard deviation based on average cost. So we have 11,000 divided by 10. 10 is the number of observations. So 33.17. We now solve for the coefficient of determination. So recording the formula, R squared equals 1 minus SD or standard deviation based on regression line squared over standard deviation based on average squared. So substitution. So that's 1 minus 14.12 squared over 33.17 squared. So your R2 equals 81.88%. So the conclusion, the correlation is high, 81% something, but not perfect. Hindi naman siya 100. No, so high but not perfect. So a little bit of caution, no, or warning, yung correlational analysis is not necessarily causal. What does it mean? Kapag mataas yung correlation, it doesn't mean na X is the cause of Y. It can be interpreted in various ways. X may cause Y, that's one, no? Pero not always, because X and Y may also move together but is caused by another factor Z, no? So, wag kayong magja-jump lagi sa conclusion na dahil mataas yung correlation, that means X may cause Y. So, there may be a second interpretation there, no? X and Y move together, but they are both caused by another factor Z. Or, X and Y interact, no? But not necessarily X is the cause of Y, no? No, pwedeng mute one. They interact. And maybe it's just a pure coincidence. Okay? So be cautious when giving interpretation with the correlational analysis. The last topic is the learning curve theory. So this assumes that workers become more efficient as they repeat the work. So this leads to reduction in the average amount of resource used per unit. So yung learning curve theory, ibig sabihin, habang nasasanay yung mga workers, bumababa yung kanilang hours na nai-spend or resources na nagagamit per unit habang tumatagal. So the reduction can range from 10% to 40% with 20% as the most common. Okay? So, yung 20% yung mas madalas ma-observe, though it can vary from 10 to 40. So, if the reduction is 20%, the curve is said to be an 80% learning curve. So, let us demonstrate. So, here is a completed table, no, ng learning curve. I think this is a 20% learning curve. So, first column is the cumulative quantity nung napoproduce na unit, no? And then, the second column is yung average hours na nagagamit per unit. So, kung mapapansin mo, habang nadodoble siya, nare-reduce siya ng 20%. Tingnan mo yung cumulative quantity 1 and 2. So, yung cumulative worker hours, average worker hours per unit, from 2, sa halip na maging 4, di ba? No? Or no, I'm talking about the third column, yung predicted total hours to perform the task, no? So, yung 2 na total, dapat 4 siya kung nadoble. Pero dahil nga may learning curve ka, naging 3.2 na lang. No, bakit? Kasi ito po yung explanation niyan. Okay? So, yung average worker hours per unit is na-reduce by 20%. So, 80% na lang ang natira. So, pagdating dun sa second unit, no, ang average hours na nagamit na lang is 1.6. So, ang magiging total mo sa halip na 4 ay 3.2. 1.6 times 2. Pagdating sa third column, yung average hours per unit is again reduced by 20%. So, 1.60 times 80% is 1.28. And then, your predicted total hours, 1.28 times 4, dahil 4 units, 5.12. So, same computation for the rest of the rows. So this ends my discussion, and I want to leave you with this quote. The greatest asset is faith. The greatest liability is fear. Thank you for your attention.